You ever wonder what the actual news in the Splatoon universe is like? Yeah, me neither, what's up with that? This is SBS News, our top stories this evening. Yet another day has passed without the announcement of Splatoon 3. Experts are predicting a major spike in boredom as a result. A scandal at Decker Tower has left some squids furious as an anonymous report from one member of staff alleges famed turf war judge Judd accepted bribes during some Splatfest events. And as Nintendo announces 3 more Splatfests before March 2021, we speculate on what this means for the future of Splatoon. SBS News at 13 PM, I'm Jason Yikes. Good evening. It's been almost a year since the last major content update for Splatoon 2, with July 31st marking the release of the last major version. Reporting from Inkopolis Square, we're going live now to our update correspondent, Isabella Mean-Scort. What's going on out there, Isabella Mean? Thanks, Jason. I'm currently in Inkopolis Square, where the total lack of new content is almost palpable. You can see here right now, Squid and Octopi alike are just aimlessly wandering the square, and they've been doing so for almost a year now, of course. The anniversary, if you will, of the end of new major content updates is coming on July 31st. We've been trying to talk to some of the people here, but unfortunately, whilst people seem bored right now with the current game somewhat, that doesn't seem to be what's on most people's minds right now. When we tried to ask people their opinions on the situation, here are a few responses. One octopus told us, quote, "I don't care anymore, I'm going to go play Ninjala." Another said, quote, "You're telling me I have to pay $60 for the base game and an extra $20 a year for online? Screw this, I'm going to go play Ninjala." Now, SBS News has tried to contact Hisashi Nagami about this issue, but his response might not be what a lot of Splatoon fans are looking for. He said, quote, "I wish ninjas were real, oh wait, they are more real than squids are right now anyway, I'm gonna go play Ninjala, get lost nerds." However, one thing is for certain, and that's that if Nintendo doesn't give us Splatoon 3 sometime in the near future, I think we're all going to be playing Ninjala. Whatever that means. I don't know. It sounds like some sort of criminal act. Back to you in the studio. Thank you. Next up, an anonymous report coming from a Decker Tower staff member has claimed that Judd the Cat of turf war judging fame was bribed by some individuals to rig the results of some Splatfests in 2018. Boris Morris reports. Judd has often been viewed by the general public as a trustworthy figure, being tasked with the ever-important task of judging Inc. sporting events such as turf wars. However, a report released by an anonymous Decker Tower employee has raised allegations that during some Splatfest events in 2018, Judd had been bribed in order to unfairly sway the results in one team's favour. The report reads, quote, "I never trusted Judd, and I don't think you should either. I'm a much better judge anyway. At least when I take bribes, I'm transparent about it." It continues, quote, "The real reason they're redoing Splatfest is because the National Inc. Sports Committee is finally realising what deep expletive they're in. Seriously? Chicken versus egg? If it were up to me, I would have rigged it the other way. We really live in a society where the chicken legally came first? Judd is no better than a corrupt politician. Vote Mini-Judd 2021, but don't tell anyone I said that." The report goes on to list other Splatfests that were allegedly rigged by Judd, including Action vs. Comedy and Lemon vs. No Lemon, citing the latter's close results as proof. Quote, "0.09%? Are you kidding me? He only changed it because he knows that cats can't eat lemon. He was just covering his own expletive. If I had it my way, actually, I don't need to make death threats, this is already damning enough. Peace out, idiots." SBS News tried reaching out to Judd for comment, but we were told suspiciously quickly by Little Judd that he was sleeping at the time. However, the NISC has made a public comment saying, quote, "Are you serious? It's Lil Judd who counts Splatfest results. This is 2020, not 2015. Judd's getting so old we don't even think he can read properly anymore." They have also stated that they will be increasing verification methods for the upcoming Splatfests, but with the state of online play as it is, I highly doubt that. Boris Morris, SBS News. And finally this evening, Nintendo's announcement of 3 more Splatfests has had people wondering what this means for the future of the Splatoon series. Joining me now is our future correspondent, Guy McManson. Hello there. Hello. So the Splatoon staff recently revealed on social media that there will be 3 more Splatfests, including the upcoming Chicken vs. Egg, before March 2021. Do you think this date is significant? See, that's interesting, because on their Japanese account, the Splatoon staff said that these new Splatfests will be before the end of this fiscal year, which ends on March 31st in Japan, so you can interpret that in a lot of different ways. One way of looking at it might be they're trying to bump up the sales of Splatoon this year, so it looks better for their shareholders, obviously because this year has been tough on everybody, or maybe they're trying to gauge interest in the Splatoon franchise to see when they should announce the next Splatoon game. What I don't think this is, however, is a hint for when they're planning to announce or release Splatoon 3. Remember, Splatoon 2 was announced way after they stopped doing Splatfest in the first game, and whilst this is a special case, I don't think they'd continue supporting Splatoon 2 this way so close. So you're saying we might get Splatoon 3 in 2021? Sure. You heard it here first, everyone. Now, what Splatfest do you think they're going to consider bringing back? And do you think it's possible we might get a new original Splatfest thrown in? See, the problem with this is that Nintendo themselves stated that they haven't even decided on all the details yet, so it's hard to speculate even if they don't already know yet. I think we can safely rule out sponsored Splatfest, so no Hello Kitty or Pocky or even Smash Ultimate reruns. I think we can also rule out certain holiday-themed Splatfests, definitely Easter, probably also the Christmas ones, since those are often held in January, and I wouldn't be surprised if they were saving the last one until February or March. Also, due to the current world situation, we can probably rule out themes like Adventure vs. Relax, and I also doubt they'd want to rerun any of the big Splatfests like Squid vs. Octopus, or, dare I say it, Chaos vs. Order. I think they might consider porting over a Splatfest from the first game, but then again, that comes with its own challenges. You know, you have to rewrite dialogue for Pearl Marina, but I feel like they might at least consider it. As for a new original Splatfest, while I do find that unlikely, it all depends on what Nintendo's motive is for these reruns, since they want sorry guy, I'm going to have to cut you off, we're running out of time. You said we get 10 minutes. I never said that, and even if I did, nobody cares. And now for the weather, where you are. The weather at 13 o'clock, brought to you by Pillows. Why swim when you can sleep?
Good evening, everyone. I'm your weatherman, Snuggles. The weather this week is looking fairly good, with clear skies around the Inkopolis region once again. We're looking at even more sunshine, especially around Snapper Canal and Wahoo World, so remember to stay hydrated. Meanwhile, over by the coast, especially near the MC Princess Diaries area, we're looking at about a 15% of it raining princess cannons, so take care if you're out there. Over the next few days, you can expect some stronger winds around Moray Towers, so again, be careful. But other than that, the weather should be fairly pleasant for the rest of the week, and probably until the end of time, since I don't see them patching in rain to this game anytime soon. That's all from me, Weatherman Snuggles. Stay safe out there. Bye-bye!
That's all for today. This has been SBS News. Have a good evening. Next up on SBS, a continuation of our ongoing documentary series, What's Up with Super Sea Snails? Seriously, are they sentient or what?